Hey, this is Josh with Osmosis Pharmacy Test Prep. And today we're going to go over commercial calculations. These are real simple. You just have to sit there and think about what the question is really asking you. There's no real easy way to teach you how to work these problems. You just have to sit down, like I said, and figure out how what they're asking. I got one problem set up. We're going to work this first one on how to work up markup and percent markup. The first problem is asking you if you have diet pills and the cost is $5.35 and the selling price is $8.39, what's the markup on that? And so what they're really asking you to do is what percent or what's the difference between the selling cost and the cost that it costs the store to buy it. So really you're saying $8.39 minus $5.35. And that's $3.04. And the $3.04 is the markup. Now to calculate the percent markup, if you look at your formula worksheet, we do have a formula for percent markup. Percent markup is equal to the markup in actual dollar amount, so we just calculated that. So it's $3.04 divided by the total cost, which we know is $5.35 because the problem gave us that. And if we calculate that out, we get 0.568. And remember, it's asking for a percent. So that should give you an indication that this is a percentage. So it's not 0.568%. This is the decimal version. So you got to convert it to a percentage, moving it over 2 decimal places. So it's 56.8% or 57%. And that would be a percent markup. Now the next couple of problems, we're all going to use on the formula worksheet is the net profit equals selling price minus the product cost plus overhead formula or equation. And this one can be used for a number of problems. We're just going to go over a couple of them. The first one says the cost of an item is $22.89 and the selling price is $50.39 with a net profit of $10.53. What is the store's overhead? So essentially, they're telling you everything in this problem except one. So all you have to do is plug and chug. So the cost of an item is $22.89. So the selling price is net profit is $10.53. So $10.53. Selling price is $50.39 plus our overhead, which is X. And so because we have this negative in front of the parentheses, what we're going to do is we're going to head and we're going to erase the parentheses and we're going to make this a negative. So what we're doing is we're distributing this negative to the other factor in the parentheses. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but this is what you're supposed to do. So just follow the steps. So we're going to distribute that negative throughout the parentheses. So now that this is negative and this is negative. And then you can just work the problem like normal to get X by itself. So we can subtract 50.39 minus 50.39. Let's see. 10.5030 minus is 39. Oops. Negative 39.86 equals negative 22.89 minus x Now, keep in mind that these are negatives, so you got to make sure you're keeping in track of these negatives. They will come up again later in the problem. So just keep track of them, okay? And so we're going to get rid of this negative. What are you going to do? You're going to add 22.89, excuse me. Okay, so we're left with, on this side, we're left with negative x. And that leaves you with 16.97, negative 16.97. Now you see that you're left with a negative on this side and a negative on this side. Now to get rid of that negative, all we're going to do, essentially what we can do is just erase the negative and let them cancel each other out. But in actuality, what we're doing is we're saying we're going to divide by -1 on both sides. And that's going to cancel out that negative. I know it looks complicated, but it's I promise you it's not as complicated as it is. So if you want to, just trust me, and just if there's a negative on both sides, just erase the negative. And you're left with the answer of 16.97 as your answer. And that's the overhead, which is what the problem was asking for. All right, our next problem, we're going to do one more of these. The next one should be a little easier. It should be more straightforward than that one. Our next problem is going to be the cost of notebook paper is 59 cents. And let's see. So we're going to be looking for net profit here. The cost of the notebook paper is 59 cents, and the store sells the product for $2.69. So the sale price is $2.69. The product cost with 95 cents of overhead for overhead. So the product cost we said was 59 cents, and the overhead we said was 95 cents. So we want to know what our net profit is. All right, so this looks as straightforward as it gets. So we're just going to simply calculate this out. We're going to do what's in parentheses first. Alright, so X is going to be equal to $1.15. And that's what our net profit is on these binders, or notebooks, excuse me. And this type of problem is more what I expect you to see on your exams. I don't expect you really to see the problem before this that was involving all the negatives and stuff. So be expecting more of these type problems. But if you do see the ones that we did before, maybe one or two. I don't expect you to see a bunch of those just because they are so complicated. But if you do have any questions about some of those other ones, please don't hesitate to let us know. Ask any questions in class. And thank you again for choosing Osmosis Pharmacy Test Prep.